me. What do I do when I start?
Oh, yeah.
Never too shy.
And we're back.
And we're back.
That's what she says. And we're back.
And we're back at Zoe's. And it's awesome that you guys came out to, like, see us yap. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't think you guys purposely try to hear me yap in real life.
Right.
So the fact that you came here to see it, that's awesome.
We appreciate you guys. So make sure you eat up, all that stuff, drink up, tip your bartenders. You know the deal.
Yes, tip your bartenders. We support our community. We support the South Side. Not enough people support the South Side.
Ew.
So we are going to do that forever.
Right. Forever.
And ever.
So we usually kick off the show with a little say it with your chest, but we had you guys kind of do that for us today. I'm really excited, but I'm really nervous to open this box of say it with your chest. I think we're going to go through, what, like maybe half of these bad boys, and then we'll close it with our chest.
Yeah. So we'll open what we can now, okay? And before we get started, I'm Tati. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Who are you?
Who the hell am I? I'm Paulina, and producer Marco's here.
Hi, guys.
And for those of you see him. That's what he looks like. If you're not here in person, you missed out. Like,
honestly,
they actually got to saw him. It's a miracle.
Make some noise for the person who doesn't show his face.
Make some
but
noise.
has the most fans. Woo!
I have the most fans. Nice.
You do. You have 11. Like
11?
Oh, you're already
11.
ready to say it with your chest. Okay. Well, can we have Paulina say it with her chest first?
You want me to say it with my chest?
Yeah, I want you to say it with your chest, and then we're gonna let it marinate to get them ready for this. So go ahead, start it off.
I think my say it with my chest today would be, it's very simple, and I only say this because this is how I feel, but you know, I'll make it through it. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, bitch, I am tired. Like, I am so tired.
Yeah.
And I am working on me, but I'm also working on taking new vitamins. Yeah. I need something, because one thing about me is not only do I'm dehydrated half the time, I don't sleep enough, even this before baby. Like, this is like morning show radio life, and then going to the clubs till 4 a.m. life, and then going to work. But I am so tired, it's catching up to me. So one thing about me is I'm going to start prioritizing rest. And honestly, that's my biggest flex right now.
Yeah.
I just want to sleep. Let me
love
rest.
that.
Let me rest.
Let her rest.
Let her cook. Let
After
her
this,
rest.
you're going home to a baby, so good luck.
Yeah, right, about that.
Sorry, not relatable at all.
That's not going to happen.
So my say it with my chest is actually, girl, we made it.
We did.
I mean, we really didn't, because there's like 20 of us. But either way, we made it because
2 years.
I think the people in this room are here with great intentions.
Yes.
And I think we are blessed to have people who ride for us and support us no matter what we do.
Yes.
So I'm going to say we made it because of you guys being here for our support. So
yes.
Thank you.
But I think there's a mistake, though, for being honest.
Uh-oh, what?
If there's the faithful 5, I see more than 5 people.
Oh, so we have more than faithful 5.
Or people got confused. They think they're somewhere else. I don't know.
Faithful 10? Or some of y'all are not just faithful. You came for the free food. I don't know.
Right,
We'll
it's one of them. It's one of them.
We'll figure it out.
I
All right.
appreciate it.
Well, let's go for the spicy part because we're excited for this. We're going to have you guys say it with your chest. Now, we understand some people are never too shy. So that's why we let you guys write these anonymously.
Amen.
But the most beautiful part about having a live show is that we have a mic just for you. So if you feel like it didn't hit enough and you want to add on, that's what that mic is for, okay?
Literally.
So the first say it with your chest is...
Yes.
Oh, come on, paragraphs.
We got paragraphs? Holy shit, what the hell?
Oh, okay. Oh. This is more than a say it with your chest. This is a scenario.
A scenario?
We're going to scenario it with your chest,
Is
okay?
it tricky or trifling?
If you are with a straight man who is posting to the gram or TikTok, he's cheating. Oh, so this is a statement. They're saying, I'm going to say it again so y'all could get it, okay? If you are with a straight man who is posting to the gram or TikTok, he's cheating. Oh, so straight men are cheaters who post. Ooh, some of y'all are cheaters. By some, there's only one straight man I'm looking at right now.
Miguel.
Because I'm looking at a whole bunch of beautiful gay men and then one straight one.
Oh,
Yes,
for real,
we love
there really
the gays.
is a bunch of gay guys. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So this is the fun part. Who's this brave person that said it with their chest? Who wants to come up and elaborate on this? Is there anybody? It's okay. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Weak.
Yeah, that is a good question. Like, what are you posting? Like, are you posting selfies of yourself? Like, licking your lips? Like, Like, what are you posting?
Girl, if you're doing that, I've other questions. But
Right.
to be honest, like, if you are a straight man posting, like, unless you are getting paid for that post, it says hashtag ad, hashtag partner. I don't know why you would be, like, sharing your life. The one thing I will say, excuse me, is that my husband does not post, and that was the sexiest thing about him. Like, instant panty dropper, like, we going. Like, you know, because
Yeah.
I don't really think he needs to post. Like,
Yeah.
And my husband's page is so funny. It's like a picture of, like, Wingstop, and it's, like, his food, and he's, like, hashtag, like, I don't know, like, food. Like, it's so fucking basic, but, like, why are you posting? Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care about posting. I think it depends what you're posting.
Okay.
Like, if you're going to the gym, you could post the gym, but not like all your selfies. Like, you could post your gym bag. Let me see how much you're bench pressing. Like, post that. You want to post your mom? You know, I love a man who has a
Okay.
good relationship with his mother.
We love family.
Hello. I don't mind that. How many ladies agree? Like, if your man is posting on social media, that's a turnoff. Who agrees? Okay. a few people.
Jonathan.
Okay, depends on what? On what? Like what? Tell me. What would turn you off versus turn you on?
Good question.
And we're gonna get into that on the woman's side later. Let me just say that. Cause leg day at gym day, don't think these girls aren't in the mirror. Like, I say these girls because I don't go to the gym, but
Right,
Oh, we got you. We're gonna come back to that. Should we do one more? Say it with your chest.
Yeah.
Okay, one more. Here we go. Thank you to the first person who contributed. All right, here we go. Second one. Trust in yourself. You're pretty damn great. You've got this. Yes, that's for everybody here. Yes. I love that. That was beautiful. Yes, I think everybody should have that. And I think sometimes it's hard for people to even have hope in who they are. Sometimes you forget you're that girl, that guy, that person.
Yes.
And some days you just need somebody in your life to remind you. So today's your reminder. You are all that person.
That's right. We're here to remind
Period.
you.
Okay, so let's get into our topics.
Let's do
and
it.
then we'll have some audience in between our topics. Yes, we'll have you guys come to the mic if you're okay with
Don't
that.
forget to come up here.
Okay, so how many of you have heard of the phrase villain era? Like, oh, I'm in my villain era, right? So when we think of villain era, at least when I think of villain era, I think like misunderstood. Like everybody sees me as the bad guy.
Right,
Nobody
right.
actually cares about like what really happened. I feel like I'm a villain 90% of the time.
You get villainized a lot. And to be completely honest,
I do.
I'm going to be so real, not just because I do a podcast with you every week, but
Yeah.
you are truly one of the biggest just genuine people that I know. So when that happens, it personally pisses me off because I've seen it happen to you time and time again, and I don't know why, man. Like, you will ride for your people. If I say, hey, come to my house for something at midnight, I'm having some big party, whatever, you will be the first one in that door.
I don't say no to a party.
No,
but
it wasn't
yeah.
a party. No, Tati never says no.
No, and I think oftentimes a person, myself, whoever, could be seen as a villain because they're gonna say it without thinking about the repercussions at times. And I've been guilty of that, whether it hurt somebody on purpose or on accident. Hello, if you were here episode 1, I said some stuff with good intention, but
Your ass was canceled.
it definitely got your girl almost canceled.
We
for
got
sure.
canceled before we started.
We got canceled. Well, I got
the
canceled before
episode
we
wasn't
started.
even up yet.
But can I say something? I think it's beautiful when people try to hear you out. And I'm going to put somebody on the spot right now. And I'm glad they moved to the front. Because my beautiful friend Lucy, I know she was not a fan of me when I made that comment. But now, like, that's my girl. And I appreciated that she gave me time to hear me out. And
Yes.
really, like, see my intentions were good. I just say what I think. And maybe it's Dixie's fault. because I don't have a filter, so I'm blaming it on my
Definitely
mother.
Dixie's fault.
Mama
Definitely.
Dixie. But
It's
you see,
Dixie's fault.
You said something, right, is
Yeah.
intention. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of time the intention is lost amongst
Yeah.
people, especially if you're like, I didn't mean harm by that, right? Like, I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm not even trying to start shit. Like, I just am saying what I feel, and this is what I meant.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, too, and I will say to this specific incident, is that we had a clip that, you know, if you guys are on social media, you know how things get out of context for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people see a clip and they run with it. That's everywhere for everybody. So I think that situation that kind of happened. So if you
Yeah.
listen to the whole episode, which people like, they don't. When they see a clip, they just run with that. You can hear your side of it, your explanation, what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, shout out to Lucy because she did hear us out, and I think that is important. And it's a great lesson for people of hearing somebody out. You don't always
Yeah.
have to agree. That's one thing I will
Yeah.
say. You don't have to agree with everybody. That's not even possible, humanly possible.
Yeah.
But to hear people out, I think is super important.
I also think you're a villain in people's story who are just guilty. Like, if they have a guilty conscience, you will always be the villain. In that case, I'll stay a villain. Hello. Cruella DeVille. Call me whatever you want me to call me. You know what I'm saying? Are you a villain in somebody's story? Because I feel like I'm the bad guy, but have you been the bad guy, Paulina?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Come to the mic right now!
Yes. Come talk about it. Yeah, that's my best friend over there.
We love best friends. Mine are here too.
That's one of my besties. He knows. I'm definitely the villain in somebody's story. And I think I became a villain in a couple people's stories. I'm going to say that. And I think it's when you're a people pleaser, and shout out to the people pleasers in the room. I promise you'll work through it. You will work through it. I promise. It's about boundaries. And I think once you start to set them, whether it's friends, family, it's at work, wherever, because we all should have boundaries. You know, people will start to villainize you. Villainize you.
Villainize. You got it, girl.
Yeah, I got this today. Me and my little margarita. But yeah,
It's fine.
so it's like you will be the villain in somebody's story. You're going to be a bad guy. And people are not going to like you or like that. Setting boundaries. That's something I'm learning at this big age of 32. Still working on me, going to therapy. But it's just for me, as a recovering people pleaser, yeah, I think I am definitely a villain in people's stories.
I feel like I would be the villain in my therapist's eyes. If I went to therapy. So I made this joke. I don't know if I said this on the podcast or not. I was like, the day I get my PhD and I go to therapy, I'm going to be like, yo, doctor to doctor.
Yes, girl.
But then she's going to go to her notebook like, you know what? I'm going to need to see you 3 times in a week. And then I'm a villain in her
Yes.
story. Like, who's this bitch? You know what I'm saying? So I think also a person who could be seen as a villain is a person who has the audacity to like just be unapologetically them.
I agree. And people don't like that. Even though the world likes to promote the idea of like, be
Yeah.
authentic, be yourself. I don't know if a lot of people are ready for that, you know, or accept that.
Yeah.
I don't, because like you just said, I say what's on my mind, say it with my chest, right, in real life. And you're saying, but like then I become the villain in people's stories, you know, and again,
Yeah.
it's about intention. Like
Yeah.
if my intent is to be a cruel bitch, then that's a completely different intent than me just saying what I feel or saying something to somebody in terms of whatever the conversation
Yeah.
is, you know. And maybe too, like one thing I notice about you is that, and I don't agree at all, is that people will say, oh, it's Tati's demeanor. Like, I would kill for your demeanor. Like, I don't understand that argument at all. I know.
I don't know what they're talking about.
You know, because I think for you, like, exactly, you say what you feel, you say what's on your mind, and you are who the fuck you say you are. Period. So I don't know. Some people just can't handle that as much as they like to think they can. They cannot.
You know, I kind of want to switch gears on like who is the villain in your story, in your life. So like in my experience, the villains in my life have been people who are hypocrites. I feel like those are the people that will be here like, yes, yes, but then when it's done to them or somebody calls them out on their shit, those are my villains.
So the victims, people who have the victim mentality.
Oh, so are we saying some villains play victim?
You don't say. I'll be damned.
Oh my God. Oh, guys, I love this. I would love for somebody to come to the mic to share.
Yes.
Can anybody want to share a story about a villain in their life, or if you've been a villain in somebody else's story. Anybody want to come to the mic?
Talk about it. Come on.
Anybody talk about it? Debrief with your friend. I see like 2 duos right now that they're like you go, no you go. So I feel like rock, paper, scissors, bitch. Let's go. One of y'all need to come to this mic.
Rock, paper, scissors.
It's either the girls or the gays, okay? Girls or the gays. Girls
and the gays to the front.
You know, we were told that somebody on this podcast were gonna bring the gays, but we still got the gays. Sorry, they're still here. Anyway, yes? Is it about that person? You should come to the mic. We don't say names because we're still respectful.
Fight.
Marco's a villain, for real. Marco's
100%.
a real life villain, though.
100%.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, then come to the mic, girl. Sorry, am I like really loud?
Yes, Faithful 5 listener. Woo!
Yes, Faithful 5.
All right. So on the whole, playing the
Not too close. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Now, don't get too excited now.
on the whole, the villain playing the victim. It seems like some people just really don't like to let go of shit that happened over a year ago.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of me too, though.
No, I know that.
Understand.
But it's like certain people that are very closely related to this podcast or previously related to this podcast just don't like to let shit go and like to bring up certain people to someone that has nothing to do with this podcast at all. They want to keep on speaking on it. AKA.
Whoa.
We are
Rhymes with
messy.
You guys are messy in
never
real
too
life.
shy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, sister. I think, man, I don't know. That's a tough one because the letting go part, I mean, I don't know. Letting go, everybody's got their journey, right? But I think when you're intentionally bringing something up or saying something, you're not healed within yourself. Something's not healed. There's a wound.
Maybe just heal.
May heal.
Just heal.
Baby
And
heal.
all you could
We
do
pray for you.
is pray.
Yes.
We love you.
We
love-
pray
we
for
literally love you.
forgiveness.
Genuinely love you.
And for letting go to enter into your heart.
We owe people love. We don't owe people access.
Ooh,
So we're gonna
I
give
love
them
it.
love, but we're not gonna give them access. Yeah, you like that? Yeah. Shout out. Okay. Thank you for your input, audience.
Yes, audience.
Thank you so much. Okay. So we've been talking about villain era as much as we love this, but there's so many eras. Like Taylor Swift did a whole tour about
I'm on
eras.
my tour, yeah.
I'm not a Taylor Swift girl.
I'm not either, but hey, I like it. I mean,
like
she makes
the
money.
theory
She's
of
a woman.
going through your era.
I like women and money.
I love women and money.
My two
I
favorite
want
things.
more money.
Girl, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Oh my God, that was my first brother on a podcast.
Brother?
Live. So this is another moment to really think like, what era are we in?
That's a good question.
So I want everybody in the audience to sit in that. What era are you in? I feel like personally, I'm in the don't whine, you asked for this era. Like, you know, don't cry when you know what you're getting yourself into. Like, don't cry. Just boss up.
It's okay to
That's
cry,
my
though.
era.
It's okay to cry. I cry 3 times a day. It's okay to cry.
I don't cry 3 times a day.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
you're better
have
than
my
me.
cry. But at the end of the day, like, I don't want sympathy. I just want to do better, you know? And I think
course.
I need to remind myself, like, you could cry and give up, but then what did you do all this for, right? So I think for me, it's like reminding myself, I'm here for a reason.
Yes.
I'm where I need to be in life right now.
Yes.
And just trust God. I'm in my trust God era. How about that?
Girl, yes.
How about that? Amen. While I take a sip of my alcoholic
Yes.
beverage.
No.
Hallelujah.
Heavy on the trust God era. I myself, it's interesting because I don't really know what era I'm in necessarily, but I'm at a crossroads. I'm in a huge trust God era because I feel like I have to make probably the biggest decision of my life in the next couple of weeks. I've never been in that position in my life. So I'll talk about it later, like in the future and stuff, but
Okay.
for me, it's truly like, do I want to make a choice and essentially change my life? Or do I want to continue what I'm doing, keep powering through, keep building, doing everything that I love. Because everything that I'm doing right now is so intentional too, right? Like you thought I don't got time for shit. Like, you know what I mean? These are the two busiest girls I've ever met in my life or ever seen. But yet we make things happen, right? So it's like family, friends, podcasts. She has work, I have work. She's got school. You know what I mean? I've got a child. Baby. Like it's everything on everything all the damn time. I love this era. But you know what the crazy part is? I've never been in this era of my life. And I will say, I've been in a sprinkle of soft girl era.
I love that for you.
Thank you, me too. Oh, yeah, shout out to the soft girl era.
Shout out to the soft girls. I don't know many.
I don't know any either.
Jonathan's a soft girl.
Jonathan, she is kept. The thing about me is you're a kept woman.
Shout out to your boyfriend. Okay.
Yes! Shout out to the providers, honey.
Shout out to the men with money.
Right, the money. I personally have never been in the soft girl era. I don't know what the hell that is or was until TikTok talked about it to me. And the reason I say that is because even though I'm really not in a real soft girl era, like it's fake, I still feel like my husband has kind of come in and allowed me to kind of step back. And obviously becoming a mother, like I sometimes just want to be home with my baby and do nothing. I kind of want to, you guys know I don't cook, right? Like I don't cook for shit.
Yes, you do.
Well, now I do. I couldn't cook. I couldn't boil an egg like 5 years ago.
I know how to do that.
Okay, thank God, girl, because I did not know how to do anything. And now I started learning like these little things that I felt like made me a softer person. Even though cooking might not be associated with that, I felt like a softer woman. Because I definitely feel like I have masculine, what is that, energy, masculine, just like about me. I know I carry masculine energy because that's how I was raised, right? Like my mom is like provider and she's everything to me, and I'd be lucky to be half the woman she is, to be honest. Like she's an amazing woman, amazing mother. The thing though about me is that I was like, you know what, I'm like that too, and I am. I think to the core, that's who I am. My husband always says, he told me once, right? Because I think they say men marry women like their mothers. I don't know how true that is. That's what they say. Don't shoot me. That's what I heard. But my husband married a woman like his father. Like I am like my father-in-law, my suegro. Like I am literally him. Like hustler, knows everybody. He's out here. Like I am literally his father. So I think that's very interesting that he's with a woman that acts like his father. So that's not very feminine in my opinion, but I was like, damn, I really am. And that's real. I'm just being honest.
So, okay, don't take this the wrong way.
I never do.
My intentions are not to come off the wrong way. Okay, genuinely. So since you've been very honest about like not really having a father figure in your life.
Yeah.
Who's Javi then? Does he remind you of your mother? Or
no, Javi to me is I see him in like a husband, provider, like
okay.
He's
basically everything you really didn't have in a man.
I have in a man.
You found it in your man.
I found it in my man. Shout out to that. Like
yeah.
I swear, like, one thing about Javi and my husband is that he's just such an incredible person all around. Like, yeah, we fight, like, over stupid shit. Of course we do. Like, especially if you're married to me, like, yeah, you're gonna fight. But I felt like with him, he allowed me to be softer, which is rare. And that's in different ways, right? Even like financially, I've always been like, oh, like, I got this, I'm Superwoman, and I'm this. And I'm always gonna be like that, to be honest. That's just it's ingrained in me. It just never will go away. However, I think he's allowed me to kind of step back a little bit and make my own decisions if I want to do certain things, and I've never had that. But you're right, like, that's true. Like, I wonder if women do marry women. Well, that's true. But if women marry men like their fathers, if you're in a heterosexual relationship, like, do you marry a man like your father?
I feel like you have to be with a man who is secure in his masculinity and is a confident, driven, secure man in order for you to be a soft girl.
That is
I don't
true.
think you could be a soft girl with an insecure man.
No, there's
Ever.
no fucking way.
There's no way.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
that's
think
real.
So.
Yeah, that's very true too. Yeah, insecurity I think is hard to navigate in a relationship. So I think that would be really difficult to be soft,
Yeah.
But I think at the core it's like I know who I am, and it's like I always come back around, and I'm always mean to like who I am. I'm very true to that. But I feel like in this marriage, right, and meeting him, like I definitely feel like I've changed in other ways, and I've gotten softer in other areas.
Nice.
within myself. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And I think it's beautiful to see for your daughter.
I think so,
because
too.
I think as a little girl, it's important to have a household with a person who not only leads but respects their partner enough to give
Yes.
them the space to grow and be great, whatever that looks like. So I think your daughter's set up for success in just that alone.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Producer Marco,
What's up?
hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So what era are you in?
I'm in my soft girl era right now.
Totally.
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in my husband era, I guess. All right, come on here,
Go
babe.
to the mic. Go to the mic. Go to the mic. Go to the
Hey.
mic. Yes.
Yes.
For
Our third
those
co-host.
For those of you who are not here in person, I Love Lucy is coming to the mic.
That's
Producer
right.
Marco's
I
wife.
love Lucy. Woo!
Yes.
Talking to the mic.
I am producer Marco's wife.
This is a new nickname, yeah.
Yes.
You are in your always working, never home, really tired, but still putting being a dad as your priority and still being there for your family first. So
Damn.
My
appreciate
dad era.
that.
Thanks, babe.
That's a
See?
good man, Savannah.
That's a great answer. I'm also a villain. Family man era. Yeah, I'm in my family man era.
Yeah,
Yes.
family man and a workaholic. So
Yeah, I do too much.
He's in his if he wanted to, he will era. Because he wants to provide, but he loves his children, he loves his family. So there's
agree.
no excuses, right?
I'm in my providing unlimited Pilates to my wife era.
Oh my God.
And if you ask me, I feel like that era is a forever era.
Well,
Like,
that's an expensive era,
yes.
so that's why
That's
I'm
fine.
always working.
And we're
Keep
not there
working.
yet.
See?
So
Keep working.
That's why I have to get to that level.
Go to work.
Yeah.
Go to work or go to war.
Yeah,
Go
so
to
we,
work.
we want to open it up to the audience.
all right, bye.
Hi,
What
guys.
era is everybody in right now? Talk to us. Is there anybody here like Paulina in their soft girl era?
Jonathan.
Yes.
Jonathan,
What's my
come
best
to the
friend?
mic.
What's making you soft right now? Why do you feel that?
A good
Do you want to
man.
go to the mic?
Come.
Yeah, come to the mic. Yes.
Yes.
Wiggle.
Yes. We love Miss
Yes,
Jonathan.
Chloe.
Ooh, I'll keep it short, but I don't know. I think the guy I'm with like makes me feel like
What'd I say?
I don't have to worry, and not like I don't want to be a mother to the person I'm with, you know, and like
Yes.
you know, so yeah, there you go.
I love that.
Clap for yourself.
Anybody
No.
else want to share? It doesn't have to be soft girl, but
Yes.
are there any other eras we don't know about and you want to share? Oh, okay,
Oh, let's
she's back.
do it. Talking to the mic. There we go.
I am in my selfish era.
Girl, yes. Tell me more. Tell me more.
I am also a former people pleaser.
Yes. We're in rehab.
I'm still working on it.
Yeah,
She's
we're
still
in rehab. I know.
But I am turning 30. And 30 is for me to be absolutely selfish because I have lived my life for other people.
Yes.
I have done the work. I've gone to school. I got my degrees. I'm in the career that I want to be. And I deserve to spend my money how I want, spend my time with who
You don't get that
and
back.
how I want,
Yep.
and no one can tell me anything about it.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
Hell
an
yeah,
important
brother.
era. What'd you say? The what?
Hell yeah, brother.
What?
I said hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Anybody else want to come to the mic?
Give
what
me a
era
hell yeah,
you're
brother.
in? Oh, we got somebody. We got two people. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
Fight,
line.
fight,
We have a
fight.
line. We made it.
Ooh,
we have a
ooh,
line.
look at the confidence. Look at the
Yes,
confidence.
1 and 2. Yes.
Okay, so I feel like I'm in my sugar daddy era. Cause why not, right?
Yes.
Honestly, I feel like because I've provided for myself for so long, and if there's someone wanting to provide for me, why not allow that to happen? That doesn't mean that I can't afford what I want on my own. It just means I'm spending somebody else's money.
Yeah. Wait. Stay here. Hypothetically speaking, how do you get one of those? Hypothetical.
There's a couple of websites.
What did you say?
There's a couple of websites that you can actually go on, and
Oh.
it's literally like a Facebook. You just put up a profile, you put on your credentials, and then also You can go to other websites where they're on there and it shows what they're looking for. And if you are within that category, why not?
This whole topic intrigues me. I know, well, we could have a whole segment.
Tati,
whole
you'd be
segment
a
on it.
horrible sugar baby. What are you talking about?
What?
You'd be a horrible sugar baby.
I
Why?
would be a horrible sugar baby?
Yeah.
Why?
Because sugar babies aren't supposed to get attention or any time or anything else. The whole thing is like the sugar daddy comes and pays for all your things and like comes and leaves.
What's the problem? I love that.
That's the best kind of man.
That's ideal.
You
That's
want
the
a whole
best kind of
family.
man.
What are you talking about?
I want to take your money. I want you to do what you need to do, and there's the door. Gotta go. Bye.
Yo,
And you think about it. It's
Yeah.
a good time. You get what you want, and there's no strings attached. You can just walk away and call it a day.
ooh, I love a good rhyme.
Walk it away, call it
Walk
a day.
away, call it a day,
Yes.
clock it.
Yes,
I love
Dr.
that.
Seuss.
Thank you. Okay, we had another person, Fifi.
Okay, I don't want to make this go,
No, do what you gotta do.
I think I am in my feminine era. And the way that looks for me is being a grown woman about everything, but not being overly masculine, still being assertive without having to be this, I don't know, like, without having to be cunty about it. Like, I can be soft, but I can be a boss bitch. But I don't want to, like, I think for me, I don't want to be the stereotype of, like, the boss bitch woman that everybody knows, where she has a lot of, like, masculine characteristics. I want to be that, but still be soft and feminine, which is actually very hard to do. But also, it's like taking care of myself the best way that I know how, keeping my space clean, cooking, just going on, like, I don't know, a journey by myself, for myself, and just attracting, hopefully, everything that I want. So,
Snap, snap, snap.
I love that. Is there anybody else? Because we don't want to shorten it. Wait, there's somebody walking. Hey, girl! What it?
I'm in my do it scared era because high risk, high reward, and that's what I'm doing.
I love that.
Proud of you.
I love that.
And you guys inspire me. I love seeing you guys up here.
Oh, you're so cute. Background info, y'all. She cooks great food, but
Yes.
I grew up with her. Her name's Vivi, okay? Like, again, what I said earlier, like, you are blessed when you're surrounded by people. I've known her since I was like, what, 6?
Yeah.
7? I don't know.
Yep.
Little. But thank you for being here.
Dancing together in your basement. All
Okay,
that.
cast the nets and everything, you know? Our hips didn't lie. I love that though. Like, what did it take for you to get to this era though?
Because I've been staying very comfortable. And that fills me up, makes me feel confident, but it doesn't grow me. And I've noticed that putting myself out there and just doing things right outside of my comfort zone, I've been rewarded so heavily and blessed so heavily. And it's stuff that I've always had. Like, I've had this vision. I knew that I was, like, meant for that specific blessing. And the only way to do it is to go for it, you know?
Yeah. Amen.
That's very real. I love it.
Thank
So
you.
proud of you. And that's not easy.
So, speaking of going for it, right?
Yes, girl.
I feel like hustle culture is a thing right now. Like, you want it, you got to get it. You got to work hard for it, right? How many people
Yes.
feel like they're hustlers? Like, they work hard for what they want, right?
Damn. Everybody in this room.
Yeah, right? I mean, we worked hard to be here.
Absolutely.
But at what point do you feel like hustling could actually hurt us instead of help us?
Whew, I don't know. I think it's tough because I do think with hustle, either my opinion is you got it or you don't. That's just my take on it. Because I've seen people who are in positions and, in a way, I don't want to sound like rude, but like in a way it was handed to them or, whatever, they fell into this and that's wonderful. Everyone's journey is different. Like that's your journey, this is mine. So I've always had the mentality of hustle, that's how you're going to get everything, that's how you're going to do that. And I will always ride on that and agree. At the end of the day, you can take everything from me, right? Whether it's this podcast or my job or whatever, but you can't take who I am, which is a hustler, somebody who's going to bounce back right away. Like fucking here I come. The only thing is that I think with hustle culture, unfortunately, I think it's kind of built into almost like a burnout for a lot of people. Because I think that's the era that I think that we're seeing today. Or maybe people are finally talking about it. I don't know. But I think if you kind of let that consume you, I do think that it's very easy to burn out.
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen time and time again. I don't know. What do you think?
I would have to agree with you on that. I feel like I'm experiencing that now, and I think that goes along with like my trust God era.
Yes.
Because I feel myself starting to get burnt out with like just my PhD journey. You know, I'm so close, yet it feels so far. And it's like, damn, I wish I didn't hustle so hard to want a PhD. Like, why couldn't I learn how to like cook better? Or, because fun fact, like, hey, be quiet. Fun fact, like, it was during COVID that I was bored. I was like, I'm bored. I could do something with my life. I'm going to go get a PhD. Like, who does that? People start to game. People start to do other fun things. Like, oh, I'm going to go travel, try new restaurants. My dumbass. Like,
You said during COVID?
yeah, during COVID, I was like, I'm bored. I want to do something to like stimulate my mind.
Yeah.
And so like, although like I wouldn't change it, I truly wouldn't, because that's who I am, like to my core. But it sucks because I feel like I do sacrifice a lot of my time and other
course.
things I wish I could be doing to lock in for that. So for me, it's like, I'm hustling now because I know it's going to be worth it. The payout is there. But I don't feel that yet. I'm not there. I don't feel the payout yet. So see me in about a year or so, and it'll be different. But I feel like hustling is a blessing, but you have to know how to balance correctly.
I agree.
Because honestly, if I didn't give myself the time to be with my family, to be with my friends, I wouldn't be successful in where I am now.
I agree.
Like, I need to give myself the space to just be creative and feel loved. Like, genuinely, like, you need to go to spaces that you feel loved.
Yeah,
And it
absolutely.
sounds corny.
Oh, it does.
But it's real.
Well, if you didn't have that support system, you didn't have those people,
Yeah.
your journey would look very different, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's how, anxiety can take over, depression, all of that, because you just wouldn't have the solid circle that you have around you.
Yeah,
You know
for
what
sure.
I mean? So I think for someone like you who does 100,000 things and then decides to get a PhD, I
Yeah.
think that's really important. But also just know that your circle is so proud of you. So proud.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
And we're proud of you. My girl was on the news today. I don't know if y'all caught it. Clock it. She's on tour. She does media tours. It's like, I am privileged sharing this stage with her. And I think I need to give you your flowers, and I've done it, and I will continue to do it, because I think your whole mommy collective, right?
thank you.
Is very much so like, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, this is what makes me happy, but
Yes.
I want to give to other moms, other mommies, no matter what that looks like. You're a stay-at-home mom, you're a working mom. I think
Facts.
it's important to spread love and awareness of what being a mother looks like.
Yes.
And still getting the bag and still looking great and still showing up for your people.
That's what I wanted to do. Becoming a mom, I think one of my biggest fears, and I'm so vocal about it, was I was truly afraid to like lose myself, right? And by that, I mean, that can mean anything to anybody. But I was like, well, if you knew me like before baby, I mean, I was doing, again, 100 things. Like you and I thought they were just so alike in that area, in that part of our lives. And I was like, am I still gonna be able to do this? I mean, I was going crazy. I was like, am I gonna have friends? Like, I was fucking scared because I was like, this is a new era, for real, a new era. But also like, I've never done this. And, I've seen other people, and I was always like, I don't know if that's for me, just because I've seen and heard other moms' experiences, right? And even growing up, when I would see, like, for example, I'll say my mom, because I've talked to her about this, like, I love my mom to death, and she's the best mom I could ever ask for, but I don't remember her having an identity outside of mom. I didn't. I'm going to be so real. And I know a lot of us have the same stories with, like, our grandparents, whoever it might be, and I was like, can I be something else besides mom, or am I now just mom and that's it? And that is 100% okay. If that is like who you are and what you are. Like, mom is the biggest, highest, most proud title that I fucking will ever be, period, poo. But my only concern was like, can I still do my life, essentially, right? Can I still do parts of my life? Yes, life changed. things will change. That's a part of having a child, having a family. And I've leaned into it. And it took me a minute. I'm not going to lie. It took me a minute, but I'm fully in it. My only thing was I said, I still want to keep parts of me. So with Mommy Collective, I created that because I'm like, well, I know there's other moms out there who do have passions, who are people, right? Just because you're a mom and you popped a kid out and now you're like, raising your baby, that doesn't mean that you don't enjoy sewing on the weekends. I don't know. I'm making things up. At this point, it could be anything. You don't enjoy podcasting, right? Yeah. You're a mom. Baking. Shout out to my girl Lucy. She started her baking business.
Yes, Lucy.
Yes. Is it
the baker?
Pan la Madre? Pan la Madre. So order. Well, she sold out. So order next time. But you know what I mean? So, to me, I don't know what it is, but nothing brings me more happiness than when I see moms being a mom and a fucking badass mom, but also doing their thing, doing what makes them happy. And no one's gonna say it's easy, okay? Because when you got the mom thing going on, then you gotta, you're running your business or you're working or you're at home raising your children. Like, all of this is hard. It don't matter what your situation is, it's fucking hard. Yeah. But I just love seeing moms sort of reclaiming their power, kind of reclaiming their space, going back to the things they love. And that'll change too. That's gonna evolve as a mom. Your passions, your everything is going to change, and that's okay too.
And I think that's important because besides just motherhood, there's stages of life people go through, and sometimes you just have to lock in and have tunnel vision, and you can't entertain everybody around you. You don't have time for that. But I think it's the people who are still there to check in on you.
Yes.
And are still there like, hey, I see you, I got you. What do you need? Like emotional support, mental support, a quick text. Do you want dinner?
Yes.
Like whatever it is, I think that's important. And I don't think you need to be a mother to also understand that struggle. Because I know people here who have experienced times where they were doing a new program or started a new career.
I was just going to say
and
that.
They could not be as available.
Yes.
And then at the end of that journey, who was at that brunch? Who was at that happy hour supporting you? Was it all your 5 girls or did it turn into 2 girls, right? And I think it's important as people to really pay attention who's with you when you're going through the struggle.
So important. And one more thing I want to add on to that is if you're a parent, if you're a mother, you're allowed to complain. And by that, I just mean that I saw a really dope video that changed my whole perspective on a couple of things about parenthood especially. You're allowed to complain. I think the biggest thing people like to tell you is, oh, you made this choice. Like, you chose this life. I fucking sure did chose this life. Like, I knew what I was doing when I had sex. I knew what I was doing when I went to the hospital and birthed a child. Yeah. I did. I was like, I know what I'm doing. And there's a baby coming, March 31st. We're in the hospital. I knew what was going to happen. That was not lost on me. But I do feel like we are allowed to complain because I'm going to just put it in perspective for people who might not get that. It is the same as, like you said, starting a new job. Tati's in a PhD program. Maybe somebody here is, transitioning jobs, whatever it might be. And what's one thing that you do to your friends when you're not happy or you're, going through it? You call them on the telephone and you vent.
Yes.
And for some reason, when parents or moms do it, it's frowned upon. It's not accepted. It's so different. But my question is, how is that different than any life season that someone's going through? If Tati calls me and goes, "Girl, this fucking PhD program, I'm so done. I fucking hate it here. Blah, blah, blah. I got to vent. I can't believe this happened. My teacher's crazy. Whatever." I'm gonna hear you out the same way that I would hope that you would hear me out when I say, my baby is terrorizing me today. I've had it up to here. I'm counting on the hours till bedtime. And good night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that's fair. So
that is fair.
I think that's one thing that I would love everyone here to take away from that.
Yes, you got that. Write that down.
Yes. Yes, audience.
Come on, come to the mic. Yes.
Just a little callback. If they wanted to, they would.
Ew, yes.
We love that quote here. It just does something to my bones. Like,
it
yes,
does.
they do.
I know. I want that tattooed on me.
Yes. So I want to transition to our last topic before the fun of tricky and trifling. We love that.
Trifling.
How much of our identity do we actually tie into our career?
Why are you calling me out?
I mean, I think I think I'm calling myself out too.
Just kidding.
I think we're calling each other out. Let's be real. I mean,
We are.
We've been told, let's be transparent, we've been told we talk a little too much about our careers.
Oh, yes. It is my identity, but I mean, I get it.
The people who are complaining about that most likely don't have a career. That's why they're complaining about
Ooh! That is factual. I mean, is there a lie? I see no lie.
Okay. I heard you, sis. Okay. Yeah, I feel like, so when I think about like my identity, I genuinely think about like when I was a baby. Like I think about what was presented to me, what do I remember at a young age that helped me grow into the woman that I am today. I think I've always been a woman, a girl who was presented with resources and spaces to be creative and spaces to have a voice, whether they were in my actual household with my parents or with, my grandmas. Yeah. I was blessed, y'all, with 3 grandmas and 3 grandpas. Yes. One of my grandmas is here. She came from Puerto Rico. So I think I was blessed with love. And with love comes like respect and people hearing you out. So I think that's why I'm a big yapper right now, is because they just let me talk. They let me be expressive. They let me be creative. They let me take risks. But most importantly, I was able to practice like managing my time at such a young age. It sounds crazy, but like when I was 7, I was how I am now. I was in taekwondo, band, pom-poms. I'm pretty sure I was a straight A student. I don't know. But like, I was always accustomed to balancing my time and wanting to give the best version of myself in whatever I did. Yes. So I feel like I identify as a person who wants to bring positivity in the different spaces I'm in. I want my voice to be heard. I want other people to feel like their voices could be lifted and heard as well when I'm in the room. And so that just worked out with me being a teacher, to be honest.
Oh, I see the correlation.
You see, I took you there?
Yes.
That's a teacher move. You're welcome. Hello. Aha moment.
You're good at your job. Wow.
Yeah, so I feel like people choose their careers almost based on their identity. My hot take. No? Okay, fight me. I'm just kidding. Come to the mic. Talk to me about it.
Okay.
Why'd you walk like that, though? Why are you so angry?
She about to throw hands for real.
She's the alphabet to my Galinda.
I didn't realize it, but my take on that is that sometimes you have God-given talents, and I think when you know that you have a God-given talent, I think that becomes part of your personality, and I think there's many people that are doing. That are exercising their careers in their God-given talent, so that makes a lot of sense for them to kind of carry that message and spread their gifts and so on and so forth. On the other hand, there's people that become what they want to be, that maybe didn't have the same upbringing, didn't know what they wanted to be when they were younger. Mm-hmm. So then they grow up and they learn, like they start getting to know themselves, and then they find out who they are. Mm-hmm. I think that is a reason why a lot of adults do not take risks, because they can't separate what they do to who they are. And if you pay attention, like the pandemic showed a lot of people that you can lose everything, but you don't have to lose yourself.
Amen.
So I think that you can have a career and you can identify very closely with your career, but also it can be a negative, because if you're not your own person outside of your career, the moment that you lose that career, are you gonna lose yourself?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I love that.
That is true. And that happens, I think.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, but it does.
Yeah.
So to kind of piggyback on what Fee was saying in terms of like losing yourself in your job, I think that changes with time, and I think I can speak to that very well. Tati knows my story. I was a teacher for a very long time, and right before the pandemic, I wasn't happy. My hustle became detrimental to me, mentally, physically, emotionally. My family was like, "You're not yourself. You're not being yourself," and it was time to make a change. But I didn't know what that was, and I always knew I wanted to go into the medical field in some way, so I decided to pack it up. I left teaching. I went into nursing school and I became a nurse.
Wow.
And I do not regret that decision at all. Like, it was the best decision that I made for myself.
Yes,
Her mama's
I love
in the
it.
audience.
That's my mom.
That's support. I love it.
So I think it changes. It can change for someone too. Like, I was an athlete all through school. I became a gym teacher, those things. But then I also became like a college coach, mentored teachers, a dean. I did all these things. I have a master's in education as well. But I've also taken things from my past and have turned it into like my nursing degree. So my education helps me educate patients now.
Yeah.
And do those things. And I'm also educating nurses now at my job because they're like, this is your realm. And I'm like, yeah. But I think that can change for someone, and it's scary. Like, I literally gave up an entire career to start a new one, but I don't regret any of that. And like Fee said, like, take risks, and I am a testament to that. Take the risk.
Amen.
I could not do it without my village, all the people that have checked on me during that time. I was literally in school during COVID, so that was one of the hardest things to do as well.
Yes.
You did amazing.
It definitely takes a village, and Tati, for you, the PhD making you crazy. When I went to do my master's, my village was still there when I came back. When I went back to nursing school and I came back into the scene, my village was still there for me. So just know, all of us that care are still gonna be here when you're done.
That's right. That's right. Never too shy, family.
Never too shy. No, I think that was beautiful that you both came up, and I'm gonna be very transparent. Like, I don't think in that sense I'm a risk taker. So I would say thank God. Like, I feel like I don't want to go anywhere. If I went anywhere, it was to be like a talk show host and be like the new Adrienne Bailon. Other than that, like, I don't see myself going anywhere else. So I do applaud people who take risks because they put themselves first at the end of the day, which you need to do. I don't want to be a president.
President?
Of course, my mom would say that. She is the textbook. You could do whatever you want. She's that.
I love it.
She is that. I don't want to be a president. No, thank you. But I do think that is very commendable. I wish I could take more risks, but I think when it comes to my career, I'm very comfortable. Right? And that could be a good thing and a bad thing. But I think within my job, I'm elevating, I'm doing new things. Your girl's a speaker at a global conference this summer.
Yes!
So I think I could take risks in like doses and that, but I don't think I have the balls to like totally switch to be a nurse or be a flight attendant. Like, I'm just trying to think of things that people in this room do. Hi, Fran. So yeah, shout out to all you guys who do that. I think that says a lot about who you are.
I agree. And like, two things from that last conversation. I mean, shifting careers, changing careers, whatever you want to call it. I don't think that's easy.
No.
It doesn't matter at what point, and you're gonna hear things. You might have a supportive parent being like, yes, or you might have people being like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And COVID could be there too. It's a lot going on. So I applaud you for that, because when I see somebody truly, completely changing, their career or changing whatever it is that they're doing a complete 360. And, I want to give a big shout out to like stay-at-home moms who are completely changing their career. And that's the hardest job I think I've ever come across.
It scares me.
It's very difficult.
I got goosebumps.
So I know, it's what I'm saying. So like, you are putting your career and your life and everything, your dreams to the side for that era, right? That time period. So I think, any kind of change can be scary, but I love that you kind of fell into it and just really leaned into it as well. And your support system is strong. And that's a blessing. That is a blessing.
We support you.
Yes.
All of
Hearts.
you.
I love it.
I think it's time to get into tricky or trifling.
I want to trick or try.
I think so. We have two scenarios, okay? I think one scenario falls more into like Paulina's lifestyle category.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one.
And one falls a little bit more into mine. Y'all could guess what they are,
but you guys can answer to either or. We want to hear
so
everything.
We'll present the scenario and then we'll talk, y'all. Is it tricky or trifling? The mic is there. You don't have to raise your hand. This is not a classroom.
come on up.
Just come on up. So you could go with yours first, friend.
Okay, so mine is a scenario, and I'm gonna use some names just to kind of get the characters in play here. This is, I think, can apply to anybody because I mean everybody's in this story. Okay, so in this fake scenario that I think is actually so interesting. I mean, it's not that fake, but it's very interesting because I've heard it somewhere. I think it was Reddit. I don't remember. Point is, it was a great scenario, and I actually had mixed opinions on it.
Okay.
So, okay. Let's use a character. We're going to call her, I don't know, what should we call her?
Barbara?
I said Barbara, and they laughed at me because there's so many Barbaras that are our age. Okay, so Barbara is a mom. She's a new mom of a 8-month-old baby, okay? Little, not a newborn, but little. Barbara goes on a girls' trip every single year. It's a girls' thing. I don't do this. I never really had a solid group of girls, like I usually with the gays, but I've never had like a solid group. But that you relate because you and your girls do trips and stuff like that, okay? Mm-hmm. So you guys have an annual girls' trip. It's so great. It's fabulous. And now you are Barbara and you have a baby. So Barbara has a baby, and Barbara's that friend that does bring her baby everywhere. If there's a brunch, if there's a dinner, if there's this, baby is going with Barbara. The friends are fine with it. It's all good. They're not thrilled, but they're like, okay, I get it. This is the era you're in, and baby's coming with, right? Now, they didn't invite Barbara on their annual trip. And yes, this group of friends left her out completely, started a whole new group chat, a new thread. And when she found out, she asked them why. Why is Barbara not invited? And they were honest. They weren't going to lie. And they said, they wanted this to be a girls' trip, but they know that she typically brings the baby. And they didn't want the baby there, but they also, didn't want to spend time, money, right? PTO, all these things to go on a trip. And if baby is coming, then it would change the dynamic of the trip, right? It would change the fun. It would change what, everything would look like because, let's be real, that's just what it would be. So now Barbara is like, well, is this tricky or trifling because you guys didn't even tell me or invite me, and I go to this every year, like this is our thing. I hear both. But Barbara also is like, I'm gonna bring my baby though. Like, I don't give a fuck what you think. Like
this is my baby.
And
I'm gonna bring her.
So what, who's wrong and who's right? They should have asked her first. Because they are supposed to be friends.
So is there anybody who thinks it's tricky?
Ooh, I see
no, we have some trickies. Okay, I want to hear from the trickies first because there's not as many of you. If you think it's tricky, form a line, please. Now we're back in the classroom. Straight, single file line. Thank you so much.
Tati's classroom.
Okay, so the issues that I have with this is one, like if it's your friends, they should tell you and be like, hey, maybe we don't want your baby around. And also if they're your friends, like my friends love my babies and I understand a girls' trip is different, but like if there's no other option, I know my friends would be like, oh my God, bring her and like bring them and like we got you, right? So that's supposed to be your support system too. So that's why I think it could be a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
Hi, guys.
Hi, King Petty.
For people that don't know me, I have 2 daughters. So when it comes to my kids, my friends are like, hey, some of them. I have a group over here and a group over here.
Okay.
Let's say Tati, right? Tati, if I tell her, like, hey, I had the girls, she'll be like, bitch, come on, let's figure it out. Bring them, let's go. Then I have this side, and they'll be like, oh, okay, well, next time. Damn, bitch, I didn't have an option. Like, I couldn't even choose if I could get a sitter or what if they're with their mom. You don't know what's my situation at the time. So you never give me the option. So I have a French group, like I said, they'll be like, hey, we'll figure it out, bring the girls.
Okay.
Or a friend that won't involve me in it. And then I'm like, hey, why did you want to talk to me or ask me? Oh, so you had the kids. Yeah, but I could have got a sitter. My mom's off today. I could have came.
Yeah.
So it's tricky. Sometimes just ask. Double checking with the person and say, hey, we're planning this, but it's kind of a kid-free thing. Or
be honest.
We could bring a kid, or do you have the girls so we can make it kid-friendly? You're not giving us options as parents. So it's tricky, but it also could be trifling, depending on how you move on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It is
come to
trifling.
the mic. I really want you on the mic. I really want Angie on the mic.
Damn.
Tell me why it's trifling, sis.
Right?
Tell me.
Talk about it.
It just happened to me now. So it's trifling.
You are not Barbara,
shaking in
by the
my
way.
boots.
You're not Barbara.
It's not about your baby.
Oh, okay.
They didn't want you there. They didn't want Barbara there. But when you call them out, they have nothing to say. Because they hate how you shine when you're with them.
Oh, wow.
It has nothing to do with the babies because, of course, you're not going to... I mean, I wouldn't bring my babies to any girls' trip.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
It's because you were not wanted there. You need a new set of friends.
I was just about to say, friends by acquaintance at best.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because
You might be right.
when you do your own trips and then they see you, oh, why wasn't I invited? Because I don't like you. So once you match the energy, everything changes. But Barbara was not wanted.
Yeah.
I agree.
Sorry, Barbara.
That's a new perspective. That's
Justice
true.
for Barbara.
Yes.
Damn, Barb.
Okay, so
I know where this is going.
Okay, no, I think it's a little bit of both. Like, okay,
Speaking to the
for
mic.
example, like, my dream trip is like, I want to go skydiving in Hawaii, right? And
You
you went
do.
last year, you invited me, and I'm like, I want to go, but maybe a baby wasn't on that bingo card, right? But
Yep.
we want to go to Salem and do witchy shit, and
Yes.
I don't mind if Gigi's there, right? But it's like, I didn't want to not go because I don't want to, like, I don't fuck with you, right? Like, you know, that's like the complete opposite, right? But like, at the same time, I feel, I don't know, when you've been friends with people for so long and you might be going in different directions and like, maybe not fucking with them as much, it's not something that they did that like makes you want to like separate from, because I totally hear that, right? Where are you? Right? Yeah. But like when you're saying, right, like, yeah, they don't want you there, like, agreed, right? But I don't know, like sometimes it's nothing that you did, it's just we grow apart too, and so it's great that like you see that now and it's like, okay, like fuck you, and they did tell you the wrong way, but I don't know, there's like so many things, and I don't know, not everyone wants to hurt everyone's feelings too, and maybe that's also like dumb shit too, because we just have to say it with our chest, and I don't know.
I mean, listen, as a parent, I almost agree with that in the sense of my only take is like, I'm the parent here, right? Let's just say I'm Barbara and all my friends don't have kids and it's just me with the baby. And I don't know if Barbara's friends had kids, I don't know all that. But if I'm the one who always brings my baby, whatever, and they at least call me or tell me and say, hey, we want to do this trip, it costs X amount of dollars, it ain't cheap, honey. We're going to Cabo St. Lucas, you know, Senor Frogs, shots in your mouth. Like, we might not want the baby there. I could, in a way, respect it though.
1000%.
Because you told me that, like, friend to friend.
Yeah.
And you're right, my baby maybe shouldn't go to Cabo St. Lucas. But you know what I would do as a parent, though? If I wasn't comfortable leaving my baby, because I've traveled with my baby and without my baby, I would probably not go then. I would say, you know what? Have fun, ladies. I'll catch you at the next one.
Yeah.
That's my personal take. And
Yeah.
not all parents might agree with it.
Yeah.
But I think as a parent, you have to know that you can be at some stuff and you can't.
Yeah.
Like, I could
Yeah.
be here tonight, but Friday night, like, I don't got a babysitter, so I'm not going nowhere. So you know what I mean? Like, it's all about balance.
In a million percent, I agree. It's
You
just,
know?
yeah, cool.
Yeah, I think as the non-parent,
No, tell me.
as the person planning the trip, probably, I personally think there's factors. I would never not invite them. Let me start with that. Like, you would not just be like, oh, all my friends are on social media in Cabo. That would never happen.
Correct.
But I also think here are a few factors. Is it only like you and I on the trip? Because then I don't got nobody to do the shots and all the things with because you have
Right.
baby. But I feel like if there's a decent amount of us, I would still invite you. You know, you're responsible for the baby. I'll play with her, but she's not my responsibility. I didn't have sex and it didn't come out of me.
That's real.
So I would very much enjoy Gigi at the pool, dinner, but then when it's time for adult activities, I would expect you're just gonna sit out, and that's okay.
That's fair,
because you
too.
can. I could do the
Right.
things with the other girls. I think there's a balance of things you can do, but I would never leave my friend in the dark and not even communicate. But I do think it plays a role in like how many of you are in the group. Because if I'm trying to wild out, I'm not gonna plan a trip with just you and I and Gigi. Like, that's not gonna happen. I need at least 2 more girls with me.
I don't blame you, girl.
Yeah. Anybody else?
We're good.
Oh, let me tell you something. The day I have a baby, she coming everywhere.
Dixie's
Oh,
everywhere.
grandma?
Mama
Yes.
T's coming every single place. Where's the baby,
Skydiving
Mama
with your
T?
baby.
Yeah. I have a joke. My baby's gonna call her mom before me.
My baby loves grandma way more than me.
It's okay.
Yeah,
She's blessed with two wonderful
She
grandmas.
is. My baby is blessed, and so is your future baby, by the way.
Future, yeah.
Future.
Come on up.
So I think the key to what you're talking about is that transition from friend with a kid and friend not with a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gone through multiple of those, and that's just one of those things where you recognize the people who are like, because I am a person without a kid, multiple friends with kids.
Yeah.
The friends that have omitted me from a conversation or a situation like that, I've had a conversation with them, and they've been like, oh, like I just got the softball games for my friends' kids so that I can go to them, because I told them, like, why aren't you inviting me to these things, like that kind of stuff. Those are the friends you stick with because they recognize how to transition with you into that stage of life, versus the other people who are not even like, they're like, no, I'm not even going to tell you. Like, those are the people that you say, okay, we had a great friendship. That's wonderful. We're not going to continue on as friends into the next stage. So.
Yes.
I love it.
Wonderful. Okay, can you hear me? Can you guys
hear us?
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to my scenario. So we're gonna.
Automatic. Trifling.
What they say?
Okay, we're gonna all pretend we are single right now. Even if you're not, close your eyes, pretend. It's a good time sometimes.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So let's say there is a man who has been courting a girl, right? He's been talking to a girl. You're in the talking stage, if you will. There's text messages, FaceTimes, few dates. So he finally adds her on social media, okay? Instagram, if you will. And he sees the friend she tags, her best friends, her two best friends, you know? And he goes to their Instagram and he sees the types of posts her best friends do. And he thinks they're a little too friendly, a little too accessible, a little too sexy maybe. And he decides he's not gonna take you seriously because your friends are a little too friendly for his liking. And he feels like your friends are a representation of you. So he decides that you guys cannot be exclusive and he will not take you serious. Is that tricky or trifling?
Trifling!
Come to the mic. Why is it trifling? Nobody thinks
What
it's
the
tricky.
hell
And why
going
is he
on?
gay? Why are you gay?
Talk closer to the mic.
Sorry, 100% trifling.
Yes.
You should not. So yes, there's like the saying, like you are with the company that you keep, but social media is a totally different beast. And I believe that a lot of people on social media put out their representative, or they're selling a brand or whatever.
Right.
And you should never be judged by someone else's character. You should be judged by your own. And that's it.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, so agreed. This is completely trifling, and I have personal experience with this.
Are you the friend?
Are you the other one, Tati? I'm confused.
I am not the friend. I am the girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend. This was my ex-boyfriend right out of college. And he could not stand my very close friends at the time.
That wasn't me.
Mind you. No, it was not you.
I know. Go
It
ahead.
was not you. He could not stand my childhood best friend, and he couldn't stand my best friend from college. And he never hung out with them once.
There you go.
So we got together.
Yeah.
Thank you. We got together. He tried to break things off with me even after only 2 weeks, because he would see how my friends would like post that they were always out and about. Because granted, I graduated college earlier than my friends, so they were still very much in their party phase. So was I. I was only 21. But they posted a lot more on social media, and they're like, he would be like, they're not up to your caliber.
Oh, damn.
So I always fought for my friends. I'm like, you don't know my friends. Like, just moral of the story, if you're going to base your, like, if you're going to judge someone else's friends, at least get the time to get to know them one-on-one first.
Yeah.
And base them off of that and not what you're seeing on social media. Because like everyone knows, social media is a highlight reel.
Yeah.
Yes,
You don't know what these people are about. You don't know what their personality is. You don't know what their aspirations in life are unless they're posting about them. And even then, you don't know even a small quarter percentage of what their life is about.
Amen. Yeah,
That's
2
right.
weeks, like Netflix
Dude.
subscriptions for free are longer than that.
Listen, I
Give me
was
30
through
days.
it. But again, I did say this was my toxic ex. So yes, that was a very
We all
toxic
got that.
relationship.
Oh,
but
yeah.
All right.
okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Next
you.
in line.
We got a line? Wow.
So I just want to start off by saying that ultimately I
there we
do
go.
think it's trifling because we all know men don't care. When they really like you and they really want you, they do not care.
If you wanted to, you
But
will.
for the sake of this, I'm going to make it juicy and say it's tricky because how many of us women will take a look at a guy and see his friends? What if all his friends are dogs? Do we not go and say, exactly.
But are you the leader of the pack?
Exactly. So
But are you the leader of the pack? What kind of dog are you?
Exactly. So
Are you
they
the stray?
They go. Let's say like they go on one of these trips to Colombia.
Oh no! If
Are
they
we
go to
all
Colombia,
passport bros?
no, you go to Colombia. We ain't. There's nothing to talk about.
So the girls can tell me that we don't do the same thing because we certainly do. We do
But-
look at their friends,
Yes,
and then
but
we're
the
like,
character of their friends, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they be like going to their passport bros, going to Colombia, versus like they're throwing up a thirst trap. Like that doesn't. Like, why would
well,
I
yeah.
care?
I mean, it all depends on the context.
Yeah.
But like, what if like one of the friends cheats on his wife, and the other one like you know
yeah.
cheating on the girlfriend? Are we not gonna think he's a
Of
cheater?
course.
We are gonna think he's a cheater
'Cause they support that.
So I could understand the perspective, but also like I think ultimately you can't judge somebody based on somebody else's actions.
I agree.
Because those are not his or her actions.
Yes.
Those are other people's actions. You can't really control that.
I agree.
At the same time, it's like people are allowed to embrace everything that they are. There's people that do not have to try to be sexy. They just are. They're born sexy as hell.
Yes,
I'm
that's
one
you.
of them.
That's you, queen.
Yes, girl.
Hey, give me a wink real quick.
Okay.
I wish I knew how to wink.
Yeah, as a former friend that
going on here?
is part of the scenario.
Yeah, so she fun fact, she was the friend years ago.
She's a situation.
Wait,
I mean-
what? But I've been in that situation with her for
Yeah,
completely
we were
different-
each other's trifling sexy
Yeah.
friends.
And like,
Who would've thought?
and because the way
That's
she
crazy.
is and what she likes, they're like, are you know, whatever.
like.
So it goes hand in hand, but
Yeah.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's like, I'm gonna keep my friends because they were there before you, and
Okay,
they're gonna
of
be there
course.
after you.
I promise you, at
So-
my wedding, one of y'all are gonna be there. I promise you, one of y'all will for sure be there.
That's real,
Anybody
though.
else
No,
wanna
that's-
take a stab? Tricky or trifling?
Fiamma's right.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Fiamma
close it
is
with our
right.
chest?
All right, we're gonna continue to close it with our chest now.
Ew.
We got some more. I'm scared. Okay. If you are flexing online, your credit score should be listed on your accounts. That way, we can see who's charging it and who's actually got it like that.
Oh, wow.
We posting credit scores and accounts.
That's kind of hilarious.
Unless you got a sugar daddy, you know what I'm saying? That's different. Okay,
That's
that
Whoever
one.
said that, I agree.
Anybody want to add on to that one? Okay. Basically, if you're flexing online, your credit score, show them accounts.
Show your
Put your
bank
money where
statement.
your mouth is. Okay. Oh, this is a question. I think I know who this is from, just because it has a star in it. What advice do you have for young female professionals? How do you discover your passions and feel fulfilled with your salary at the same time?
Ooh.
I think honestly, you know your value more than anyone. You know what you are deserving of, but I also will say you need to get in the door somehow. So get in the door, show what you bring to the table, listen to the table, bring what it needs, stay true to who you are. Do not change who you are for a job, for a partner, for anybody. And then you ask for interest. Don't settle, know your value, but don't expect it right away. Let people see your value first.
I agree with that, especially because, like, yeah, you work with, like, younger generations, right, younger kids, and, like, yeah, I do feel like the hustle culture, I mean, as toxic as it can be, you know, I think it is shifting because of the generation that you're teaching. You know what I mean? Like, you are somebody who, like, has your story. You have such an amazing story. And I love that they're learning from people like you, you know? But I do see, like, because of instant gratification, like the social media, things at their fingertips, they can order DoorDash and get dinner in, 35 minutes. Like, I get it. Things are quick now. And I think a lot of times people want things quick. Shit, even we want things quick.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's about, like, the patience game, too, you know?
Yeah.
But like you said, speak up now. And don't wait too long. That is my biggest advice. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you're going to take anything away from me tonight, it is that. You know what I mean? Speak up because you don't want to be in a position where you have to make a hard choice later.
There's no other you. Simple. Anybody could replace you, but nobody will be you.
That's very true.
Somebody could fill your spot at a job, but they won't bring the environment. They won't bring the energy. They won't bring the knowledge, the expertise. I think you also have to find what can you bring that's different that they don't already have.
That's a good one.
So yeah, that's my take.
That's a good take.
Okay, we're almost done. There's 2 more. Thanks.
Snap,
okay.
snap.
There are some adults that need to learn how to stay in their lane when it comes to giving unsolicited opinions on other people's life decisions. I agree. I think if I didn't ask you, why are you talking? The only time I think it is okay is if it's like your people. Like, I never ask my mom, but she tells me all the time. But that's because she loves me, right? I don't always ask my best friends, but they're gonna tell me because they know how to communicate with love and good intention. I think it's also like you gotta peep what people are just trying to call you out just for the sake of it and not have like good intentions behind it. But I agree. I think people, if you ain't getting paid to give me your advice or you ain't gonna pay me to listen to it, goodbye. Like,
no, you're not wrong. Yeah, people have opinions, right? What do they say? Just like a-holes, like
assholes,
people have opinions. Yeah. So it is what it is, but I don't want to hear it.
We're reading what y'all, wait, let's preface. We're reading what y'all wrote.
One of you have said.
Okay.
But you know what, though? I think this refers to our era's conversation of what era people are in.
Read that.
Okay, I don't know who the fuck wrote this. I want...
Read that.
Right. We don't endorse this. Lizzo gave big girls too much confidence, ... Who wrote this? And why are you coming for
Too much
Lizzo?
confidence. So this person said Lizzo gave girls too much confidence.
Well, specifically
Anybody want to come to the mic on this?
I think it's Miguel, to be honest with you, but
Let me
I don't
check
know, man.
your handwriting. I want to see.
Uh-oh.
Say Lizzo put on for the big girls.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, the one thing about Lizzo, though, is, and this is another era, right? She's in her,
Isn't she a small
workout
girl
era.
now?
Yeah,
She's
that's what I was
smoking.
about to say. I feel like the reason why they posted that because originally, obviously, Lizzo was very much big girl confidence.
100%.
100%. All word my thick girls, all that. And I think now that she's on her workout journey,
Yes.
and she's lost so much weight,
Yes.
a lot of women that have been her size or are still her size are complaining because they feel like, you put on so much for being a thick big girl, and now that you're not as thick as big anymore, they feel it's kind of cliche.
Yeah.
I think she was in her big girl season.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
She's-
everybody at
yeah.
one point, they're at one size in their life, and they want to change. It's like if you want to change your
Exactly.
hair, you want to change the way you look, your style. It's all your preference.
We're allowed
and she
to change.
decided that she wanted to lose weight for whatever reason, and I feel like people kind of took that in a more negative connotation, and that's why she's getting the backlash that she's getting. But in reality, she is that girl.
She is that girl, period. No, that's very true. That is very true. And we also don't know her medical history, unless you're her doctor in here. We don't know.
I agree with that to a certain extent, but also as a bigger boy, I'm not gonna be a 2X wearing an extra small. So I am a
Okay.
as a bigger boy.
I hear you.
My sister was a big girl. I'm a big boy. I have people in my friend group that are bigger boys, smaller, but If you're a big girl, Lizzo say embrace your sexy, not embrace the smaller clothes that don't fit you. There is girls that be out here that are not, no shade, all respect. You're supposed to be an extra large, but you're wearing a small. Baby, she said embrace your sexy, not embrace the clothes that don't fit you. So it's to a certain extent, because we, living in Boys Town, right? Being in Boys Town, I seen some boys that wear stuff that don't fit or don't go with what their body type is, and you just can't embrace the potatoes coming out the sack. Baby, it's just not that. So.
Oh my God.
I think everybody's entitled. I think you do what makes you feel good, right?
Fight.
And again, I've talked about this before for myself, and this is for myself. I dress for my body because that's what makes me feel confident.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm not extra small, okay?
Oh,
but
no,
again,
same.
I'm gonna feel confident in whatever I'm wearing because of who I am. But I will make sure I'm wearing something that I feel not insecure in either. Yeah.
I like it.
And I think people associate sexy with less. Like I feel sexy right now, and I'm wearing a pink blazer. Yeah.
100%.
Amen.
Yes.
I think sexy is like feeling confident in who you are, but also like unapologetically being that. Like I'm in sweats, my hair is in a bun, you're dolled up. We're the same. I feel the same. That's all that matters.
Yes.
Yeah, sweatpants, hair tied, chilling
With no makeup on.
Yes, love that. Okay, this is the last one.
Last one.
Last one.
More friends need to tell their friends they are wrong when they are wrong.
Yes! Stand up for that.
We love accountability. We love accountability. And I think only the realest people who love you will call you out on your bullshit. And if they don't, they're not for you. Yeah.
I agree. I feel like I am a very direct friend. I say what's on my mind, and if I feel like you're wrong or you're not in the right, I express that. I might not always express it in the correct terminology, but the point gets across, and I feel like that's where it becomes I'm the villain because now I am telling them about something that they're doing that is not right, but they're not wanting to take accountability for it or feeling like, no, it is right what I'm doing. So it just kind of it's a 50-50 thing, but in reality, I have no problem telling my friends that they're wrong because at the end of the day, if I'm wrong, I would want one of my friends to tell me that, and I feel like that's the whole point of friendship. We don't have to always agree, and we can disagree to agree, but we're always gonna understand that we have each other's back, whether that's if we're telling something in a positive way or telling each other something in more of a negative way.
Yeah.
As long as we have that. Yeah, Potato. I'm always right. I'm an Aquarius. Yes, I'm always right.
Yeah. And I think that's a great point. I think it's valid. I also think if they're telling you you're wrong, they need to tell you.
Correct.
I'm not going to
don't tell my friend.
you that you're wrong. I'm going to take it to you. Because then that's when intentions are not that clear.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amen.
same. I agree. I feel like if I'm feeling some type of way, I'm not going to go and tell her, him, they, them. I'm going to go straight to the source and be like, this is what it is. This is how I feel. So that way you're hearing it from me and not nobody else. Yep. And there's nothing that's being misconstrued. So.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you.
I love it. Yes, Miss Fiamma.
Fifi on the block.
Ayo.
I think you can be the blunt friend and still tell people in a loving manner that they're wrong, face to face, and still love them regardless. Because I think that's a lot of people's fear that when they make mistakes, they're not gonna be loved or judged. So I think that you can be that person. Also, the context matters because it's how well do you know your friends? Because some people don't take constructive criticism the right way. Some people get really defensive. And speaking on that, I've seen scenarios of people doing things in public that are wrong, to other people, sometimes group of kids.
Yeah.
And then nobody calls them out on it. And they have all these people around them that enable them to be this like real life villain. But, you know, they kind of like gaslight other people into thinking they're the ones that are wrong. And it's like, imagine if somebody like called out a group of kids in a public event for doing what they love in their passion, and everybody else enabled this person to kind of like disrespect, you know, because they have feelings. I mean, you know what I mean? This, we're talking about grown adults. And you have people like enabling this kind of behavior. Nobody really calls out the people doing this. I mean, I think that's a perfect example of like the two differences between like, you know, your tribe enables you to be a better person, or your tribe enables you to still be a shitty one, while at the same time trying to gaslight somebody else into thinking that they're wrong. I feel like that's just, you know, messy. But I think, Misery Loves Company, and not all adults are mature. I mean, some people really like have the mind of, I don't know, like a teenager still, and they like do very immature things. They don't really grow from them. They don't apologize. And I feel like as shitty or as like wrong as your behavior is, especially if it's in public, your apologies should be just as loud as the disrespect.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Well, on that note.
Oh. I also think delivery matters, and you need to know if your friend is going to take it well in the moment.
Yes.
Or it needs to be private and in a separate place. Yeah. Because, and it definitely depends on what it is, right? Like, sometimes you don't want to call somebody out in the middle of everyone. Like, that's just disrespectful.
Right.
Like, you're just disrespecting your friendship. You're putting them on the spot and all that stuff. And then, you know, you have to know how they're going to take it in terms of, like, what the situation is. So, delivery matters.
I think that's important. I love it. What do you think, Tati?
I think that I have amazing friends. No, really, I think, again, like, it all went full circle. I think we come back to saying it with our chest, and it's like, I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. This has been a wonderful experience. This is our first live show. Yeah. And I think you guys made it what it is.
Yes.
It would not be the same if it was just Paulina and I. I think you guys really add to this, and you make us hungry to do more and be better. And that's what your village should do.
Yes.
Your village should encourage you to be better, encourage you to do more, and never settle. Never.
We appreciate you guys so much. Did we want to still raffle this bad boy off?
Yes, we have a raffle, friends.
Yes.
So if you follow directions and you RSVP'd, we are going to announce your name.
Yes.
You have that on your phone.
Actually, I do. From the Eventbrite link. I have everyone's email. So how about tomorrow I could pull a winner?
Yeah, tomorrow, later, whenever.
Tonight,
We're not going to do it right this second.
Potato.
But just know somebody's going home with this, because everybody here is 21 and older, so
let me see
we're
if
okay.
I can, let me see. I'll pull it up
But
now.
Marco, do you want to give us your official closing it with your chest? This is our favorite part.
Oh
guys.
shit! I don't. This whole time I was.
This
not
is why
thinking
it's our
about this.
favorite part. He's lost, but we've done this. We're on
Literally
like
lost.
85 episodes. We've
How
done
many?
85 episodes, and he's still confused.
I put
love
up with
that.
both of you for 85 episodes. That's a miracle.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Close it. What are your thoughts? Do you have feelings? Do you have opinions?
I do.
How do you feel?
I just can't talk usually. But
Oh, I'm sorry. We're giving you the platform to talk.
no, I think it was a great live show. Everyone was cool. A lot of people. And thank you everyone for coming out. And you finally got to see me in person. So good luck to you.
Yes. We
On that
have
note-
a little setup in the back. We have a wonderful photographer. Shout out to Dev. He's our photographer. If you want some pictures, we're going to take pictures in the back. You know, we're like famous or whatever. We'll take pictures with you. So thank you guys all for coming. I am Talk with Tati.
Yes, I'm Paulina Rowe.
And you can follow us at Never Too Shy Pod. Thank you guys.
Thank you
Bye,
guys.
Shout out Lizzo.
Okay, Paulina's gonna pull a winner right now. Because she doesn't want to wait. I don't want to wait. Yeah, go ahead. Who's the winner of this battle?
Jesus
2
Christ.
seconds, and then we'll go in the back and take pictures.